Just when we thought the spotlight had moved away from Christian Horner and onto Helmut Marko, all eyes are now back on the British team principal. Shocking rumours are swirling that he's facing the axe, and get this, it's all because of a U2 song. Yes, you heard that right. A song by the iconic rock band U2 might just be threatening Horner's tenure at Red Bull, can you believe it? So let's dive into this video today to uncover the jaw-dropping details behind this unexpected turn of events. Here we begin. Christian Horner was accused of doing something wrong, but Red Bull says he's innocent after checking. But this might not be the end of the story. Jos Verstappen wanted Red Bull to fire Horner to make everything peaceful again. Last year, Red Bull was winning everything in Formula 1. They had the best car and won the team and driver championships, but even after winning the first 2 races this season, the team has had a lot of trouble. Inside Red Bull, there's a big argument going on between important people like Dr. Helmut Marko, Max Verstappen, and the CEO Christian Horner. Horner has been in trouble since people said he did something wrong. Recently, Red Bull fired the woman who accused Horner of doing something wrong. Besides this, according to the latest report from Flinsider.com, Horner might be fired in the next few weeks before the team races in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. This is a big deal because important people like Dr. Helmut Marko, Adrian Newey, and star racer Max Verstappen might quit if Horner stays with the team. This isn't the first time Red Bull has tried to get rid of Horner. Reports say they wanted to fire him in early February, but Horner got a lawyer and stopped it. If Horner gets fired, it would drastically change things in Formula 1, especially since other team bosses wanted more information about the investigation. But from Red Bull's point of view, they're worried their team might fall apart if they don't get rid of Horner soon. Why is he getting sacked? According to F1 Insider, Horner is indeed going to be fired before the Australian Grand Prix. It seems like Red Bull's owner from Thailand has joined the camp in Austria. Oliver Mintzlaff and Mark Mateschitz, who will inherit the team, wanted to fire Horner for a long time, but the Thai owner supported him. Now it seems the Thai owner changed his mind. The German news source gives some reasons why Horner will be fired now. They say that important women's rights activists have called for a boycott of Red Bull in the US market. This market is very important for energy drinks. Also, the Thai owners are afraid that the woman who accused Horner might take legal action, and then the investigation will become public. The big reason why they're firing Horner now is because of U2, the Irish rock band. The woman involved in the investigation is related to The Edge, one of the band members. Reportedly, the band wants to release a song called Don't Be Horny, Be a Christian. With their huge influence, U2's pressure convinced the Thai owner of Red Bull to finally fire Horner. Red Bull's response to rumors about Horner getting sacked. As per recent news surfacing about a crisis meeting to talk about the future of the team principal, there were even talks that Red Bull might let him go before the Australian Grand Prix in 2 weeks. Horner, who is married to former Spice Girl Geri Halliwell, was accused of doing something wrong by a female worker. But after a long and careful investigation, he was found innocent. Even though Horner wanted to move on from the incident, texts and pictures related to the investigation were leaked right before the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. This caused another distraction during the race weekend. There were talks that Helmut Marko, a Red Bull advisor, might be suspended because of the leak. Max Verstappen, who is close to Marko, hinted that he might leave Red Bull if Marko was removed. Marko caused some commotion when he left the paddock on Thursday, but he came back on Friday with CEO Oliver Mintzlaff. Mintzlaff is in charge of the Austrian interest in GmbH, which owns 49% of Red Bull's shares. After talking on Saturday, Marko said he wouldn't be suspended. It was a very good meeting. I think everything is clear. We discussed and decided these rumors were spread out and had no legal background. Following that, reports from Germany say there was another meeting in Dubai on Sunday. This one included Mintzlaff, Franz Watzlawick, and Chalem Uvidya, who are all big decision makers at Red Bull. Uvidya, who speaks for the Thai owners in GmbH, supported Horner before. He even publicly showed support at the Bahrain Grand Prix, but now it's said his stance has changed. Following the last meeting, it said that the Thai shareholders agree with the Austrians that Horner should be removed from his position. But in response to rumors that Horner is losing his battle for power at Red Bull, a statement was released, denying it strongly. The team rejected rumors that Christian Horner is about to be fired before the Australian Grand Prix. They said he has the complete backing of the shareholders. Reports in the German media suggested that senior Red Bull leaders like Marc Mateschitz and Oliver Mintzlaff were thinking about firing him. After weeks of turmoil surrounding the Red Bull team off the track due to an investigation into Horner's alleged misconduct, it seems Horner will stay in charge of the F1 team, as he always maintained. A spokesperson for Red Bull Racing told Planet F1 in the evening, "As Christian has said, he is grateful for the full support of the shareholders, and that remains the case." Addressing the investigation and its aftermath last week, Horner said, "There's been a lot of coverage surrounding this. One has to go back to the basics. A grievance was raised, it was fully investigated, and it was dismissed. We move onwards." In a statement filled with gravitas, Horner emphasized the need to shift focus from the tumultuous saga that had gripped various media spheres. "It has been of great interest in different elements of the media for different reasons. I think it's time to draw a line under it and to focus on what is going on the track," he remarked, urging a collective redirection of attention towards the essence of racing. Despite Horner's exoneration in the international investigation, the saga persisted. Leaked material from the probe, disseminated by an anonymous source, reached journalists, team principals and senior officials during the Bahrain Grand Prix weekend. Speculation arose in Saudi Arabia, implicating Helmut Marko in the leak, sparking rumors of internal discord within Red Bull. The prospect of Marko facing suspension from his pivotal role hinted at underlying power struggles within the team, adding another layer of complexity to the already intricate narrative. Reigning world champion Max Verstappen lent his vocal support to Marko, asserting that if the 80-year-old were to depart, he might as well follow suit. The statement underscored the significance of Marko's presence within the Red Bull camp and hinted at the potential repercussions of his hypothetical exit. Just 24 hours later, a semblance of resolution emerged as Marko declared his intent to stay with the team following a meeting with the Red Bull top brass. This development provided a momentary reprieve from the off-track turmoil, offering a glimmer of stability within the organization. Amidst the distractions, Red Bull continued to assert their dominance on the track, showcasing their prowess by securing 1-2 finishes in the season's opening 2 races. Newey retires if Horner is sacked. I think it's an interesting point to discuss and think about what would happen at Red Bull if Christian, and that's a huge if, lost his job and he was fired. I think a lot of European press are saying, well, then the management goes back to Red Bull. I wonder then about the future of the team. I certainly wonder about Adrian Newey and what he would do, Windsor said. He's probably of an age where he would really retire. I think he would see it as finally the end of that era when he had Christian as the buffer and the easy guy to get on with. They are on the same wavelength. If Christian Horner departs, it'll obviously be bad for Christian. But I think the bigger effect will be what effect it has on Adrian's future. So Windsor is thinking of retirement for Newey, but also sees an opportunity with another team. Ferrari still doesn't have a technical director, and Newey has always expressed a desire to work for that team. Windsor doubts whether he will still want to do that job. I'm not sure they would necessarily get the best from Adrian. He didn't thrive at Williams, where politics played a big role. A similar thing happened at McLaren with Ron Dennis. Christian Horner came along much easier to work with and much softer in so many ways. I think the time has probably been missed for that move to Ferrari to happen, Windsor concludes. So what do you think of the unbelievable twist of Horner's tenure at Red Bull? Comment below and subscribe for more.